do feel like I'm winging it as a mum. I haven't read any of the books. I haven't done the weaning. I haven't done the sleeping. I love my daughter. She's amazing. And she's done so many flights with me, but she has to work to my routine. So I do feel like as a mum, I wing it a bit because I'm like, you know, I'm definitely not one of those mums who are like, this is what you have to do.
But I mean, in the sense of when you watch this back, okay, like you have just given so much content about your life, everything you've been through, everything. So it's more like, is long-term business still that kind of winging it structure where it's like, you've got to try and be safe, but you've got to go after things. So you've still got to take risk, even though your knowledge goes up and your experience goes up. So you become more settled in what you're doing, but then complacency can kill it. So you've always got to be looking. And like you said, you know, you open so many different ideals and ideas that do you still, what I mean by the question is like, it's not a lack of experience question. It's more like, do you still feel that inside there's that, not much has changed. You're just dealing with it on a bigger scale, but you've still got the same core strategy, which is I'm just going to jump in there and swim and maybe not and figure it out. And so there is that element of, like I said, winging it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
it's like winging on a grand scale. You know
I think the one thing like about winging it is you don't know. My whole thing is if I don't know, I will learn. Like I am rubbish at maths, like absolutely rubbish. So if a mathematician comes to me and says, I need you to learn code, I'll be like, right, mate, I'm going to introduce you to another agency. However, most things I love learning. I love learning new things. I've really loved learning about wellness and longevity and the science, and even that I was talking to you about wellness washing. It's happening already.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy, and I can see where it's going. I can see how to make brands work. And I can see where agencies are already going wrong. But I didn't know. I know my dad has an alternative cancer charity, and so I know a lot about alternative. And even me, like as soon as I had that scare, I was like, you know what? I'm not taking any dairy, no rapeseed oil. I'm trying to eat organic meats. Like straight away, I go into that. But I didn't know enough, so I had to learn. But now I think I know enough that I could write really good strategies for people.
Well, you know, when it comes to that term of washing. You know what I mean? Because we did have that phone conversation where you're going off about it, and I think I was as well, because it's happening. I've heard it on so many...
Oh, it's happening so much.
Sort of greenwashing, wellness washing, adversity washing, you know, all this sort of stuff. And I did want to ask you, just from a PR perspective, is that you don't use your history as a tool of the adversity tool. Do you know what I mean? Which is, look at all these things I've been through, you know. And I wonder, like, and if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong, you know, always, maybe sometimes. But it's more like, is there too much adversity washing? You know, like adversity, authenticity, everyone has to have had a thing that they've been through. And some people have been through some crazy stuff, because I think we all have on some degree, like everyone's life is terrible inside their own head. Do you know what I mean? Because they're the ones that are living it. But do you think that personal branding and PR and everything has turned into sort of, how do I say that thing really, I'm probably going to get cancelled, but it's like, you know, overplaying things that are, overplaying things that you just kind of get on with and everyone's going through in order to almost go, look how hard I've had it, you know, and now I've come out the other side. And it's
like the opening of X Factor, isn't it? It's like there has to be a balance between genuineness and
story. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.